Hey, hey, what up? Up late? It's very pillow talkish time right now. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Cheryl, Paula. Hi, Paula Mandel, Charlene, Liz, Mama Bear. Welcome to Pillow Talk. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, Jennifer. Water. Yeah, something's keeping me up. Awake all night. What the hell's up with that? You no. Okay. Hey, Carly Ray. So I wanted to talk about this little story somebody brought to my attention. Turn worn out, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, kick my dang. Sorry to hear that. Hi, Rachel. So you guys know what I'm talking about? You've seen the what I posted, the description of for the program. Hey, Juju Bean. With this little guy, and I know you know who that is. Who is that? You guys know who that is? I know you do. Naya. Hey there, Jessica Lee. What's up? Yeah, it's a little GEICO Gecko. You know that little guy actually has a name? Were you aware of that? Yeah, his name is Martin. I thought maybe Martin the Gecko, but no, it's just Martin. Okay, so the story goes. That's funny. Once upon a time, a woman from, I believe it was Missouri. Yeah, Missouri decided to meet a dude. All right, that's fine. And she decided to have sex with him in the back of his car. Okay, whatever. And shortly thereafter, I think it was shortly thereafter, shortly thereafter, yeah, she realizes she contracted HPV, right? What is that? Human papilloma. Damn it, did I mess that up? Yeah, human papillomavirus, aka HPV. So she gets HPV. Now, what's the first thing you guys would do? I mean, God forbid, but put yourself in that situation. You contract something. What are you going to do? So she gets HPV. So what does she do? She files a claim with GEICO, his insurance, because it happened in the car. GEICO is responsible. There's no lie. This is a real story. Uh, so she not sues, she filed a claim and then she sued. And she was initially awarded $5 million. $5 million for getting HPV. Now, you would think she got HPV from the car, but she didn't. She got HPV from the dude. All right. For real, I swear. No. No, not from the seat. Oh, something else comes to mind. I'm not going to talk about that even. You know, nah, I better not go there. I'll wait till midnight. No. She has sex with him in the backseat of the car. He gives her HPV. She files a claim against GEICO. And then she sues GEICO. And they awarded her $5 million. Over $5 million. As they say, I shit you not. Now, the sex act in the car happened in 2017. She came out with the claim and suing GEICO in 2021. So, true story. True story. 5.2 million is the exact number. Yeah. So the good thing is it was appealed, and GEICO will not have to pay that money. So here, let me show you this. I'll read this with you guys. There it is. GEICO may have to pay 5.2 million. Yep. Yeah, this was the kind of car it was. Not that it matters, I guess. It was a Hyundai Genesis. Nice car. Nice looking car. So the Missouri Court of Appeals is siding with a woman who won a $5.2 million award against GEICO. Hold on. Let me update that. The woman says she contracted a sexually transmitted disease and a Hyundai sedan whose owner was insured by GEICO. The woman who's identified as MO says a man identified as MB, I'm trying to figure that out, infected her with the human papillomavirus when they had unprotected sex in 2014. In 2014, she says the man was negligent and didn't tell her about his health diagnosis, despite having a throat cancer tumor that was confirmed to be positive for HPV. So he knew it. He knew he had it. GEICO told the woman its auto insurance coverage didn't apply because the damages claimed did not rise out of normal use of the vehicle. Shit is funny. Sorry. So, yeah. Well, that raises all kinds of questions, right? Maybe the other guy she slept with in between all those. And that's the thing, from what I understand, it's HPV stays dormant for almost a year before it pops up and says, "Here I am." Yeah, I thought it was something like 10 months or less, just under a year. I I wouldn't have thought that was real. The latest update on that is that the appellate court, the Court of Appeals, however you want to name it, is siding with GEICO and saying no. She should sue him for infecting her with a disease and not notifying her. By the way, I got a disease. Only in America. Yeah, imagine that, right? Poor Martin. Exactly. That's what she should be doing, is suing his ass. So, the sexual encounter took place in late 2017 because her car was covered by GEICO at the time. She says the company is obligated to compensate her for contracting HPV from the owner of the vehicle, citing medical expenses and her pain and suffering. I don't know anything about HPV. Is it like is it a STD? I suppose I should look it up. HPV is the most common sexually transmitted infection, STI. Many people with HPV don't develop any symptoms but can still infect others through sexual contact. Symptoms may include warts on the genitals or surrounding skin. There is no cure for the virus, and warts may go away on their own. Treatment focuses on removing the warts. A vaccine that prevents the HPV strain most likely to cause genital warts, and cervical cancer is recommended for boys and girls. So your kids, when they were old enough to get that vaccine, did they get it? Did you make sure that they got protected for that? What's up, Lavina? Cause cancer too? Damn. Michael Douglas? Why would Michael Douglas have it? Did he have sex in the back of a car? It's too funny how they're liable for her pain and suffering. An idiot. Yeah, right? Should GEICO drop him? Don't tap it unless you wrap it. A lot of men don't even know they have it. They pass it to their partner. I wonder, that's the whole rest of that story. Let's see. The two signed an arbitration agreement in March, agreeing to settle their dispute. Roughly 2 months later, an arbitrator awarded $5.2 million, saying the sum would fairly and justly compensate her. She went to circuit court in Jackson County, Missouri to enforce the arbitration ruling and won her case. GEICO then appealed to the higher state court. The insurance giant said it hadn't been given a chance to defend itself, violating its constitutional rights to due process and access to the courts. The judges noted that MO had initially submitted a claim to GEICO more than a year ago, and in February 2021, the woman sent the company a copy of the lawsuit she was about to file against the insured man. At that time, she offered to settle the claim for $1 million. Oh, tell me it's all about the money. The third judge on the appeals panel concurred with the court's ruling, but he also said GEICO hadn't been given a meaningful opportunity to participate in the suit. Yeah, so that kind of opens up a lot of questions. I mean, not necessarily insurance related, but hey, Amanda, I know no cure. I didn't know that was not curable. I guess if it causes cancer, yeah, that's not good. Face orange, raised eyebrow. It can become cancer. Oh no, really? Jen, your son got it. And how did he get it? Got the vaccine, not the STD. Oh, okay. Say, how did he get it? Got the vaccine. All right. Michael Douglas developed throat cancer, which was from HIV. Oh, damn. If I was GEICO, I'll go after him. I would just drop him, right? What's up, James? Gype. My son got like 15 or 16. Yeah, and that brings up questions like, not necessarily with insurance only, but I don't know. I don't want to make the whole conversation about STDs and stuff, but I don't know if I want to go there. See, maybe if she got the strain and it caused cancer, but damn, that's a lot of money. I know, and then all of a sudden, I'll settle for $1 million. And you figure 1/3 of that will go to her attorney, right? This was that some car insurance companies may inquire about medical conditions. I would imagine they want to know if you're healthy enough to drive, that you're not going to pass out or just, pass out or drop dead while you're driving, causing injury to other people or whatever. Good for them. Like, what damn peanut brain does anyone have after going after GEICO for their stupidity and having unprotected sex? Yeah. I don't understand how a jury or a court would even allow this to without giving GEICO a chance to defend themselves. Why did GEICO even agree to the arbitration hearing? It's like, no, we're going to court. Defend themselves, right? Males are less likely to be symptomatic. Women can develop genital warts, precancerous cells, possibly leading to cancer. Yeah, but it said the guys can get the warts on their, So, at least that's what I read from there. Yeah, exactly. And this and other stuff. There are going to be claims on all kind of stuff now. My son got the vaccine. Okay, gotcha. If you're a female that has it, you need to keep up on your PEP more than one time a year, like every 6 months. Bring it. I don't know. Yeah, it could become an interesting conversation. STDs. I mean, I've always heard of all those STDs. And that's it. Just heard of them. Just heard of them. I don't know what they are. Like crabs? Is crabs an STD? I guess I should look that up too. Oh. Oh. Okay. See? Oh boy. Okay. Warning, some of this conversation is a little cringy. Somebody's telling me don't make it weird. How do I not make this? I'm uh I'm not trying to be creepy with it, that's for sure. So I guess crabs are called pubic lice. Okay, so pubic lice is not an STD. It's not a disease. It's not an infection. It's just a thing. Ugh. Oh, okay. Yeah, gonna read you an update here. Gonna get you an update from a medical professional. Okay, 80% of women who get HPV, it goes away on its own. All right? I'm not using your name. You're totally anonymous, but you are a medical professional. This is from a medical professional. Verified. I don't recommend the HPV vaccine. People have died from the vaccine and have a lot of serious side effects. Permanent and long lasting. Too many side effects. Best is to use protection. That coming from a medical professional, it's not even an opinion. I'm just passing along some information. So definitely do your research before getting the vaccine for your people. Right? So maybe he didn't have the warts, Paula. That's possible. Lots of women get it because men are the carriers of the HIV. I know hundreds of women that their boyfriends' partners gave the virus. I'm a nurse. Oh, okay. And what I've seen, I can't discuss privacy. Right. Gotcha. Understood. I mean, you could discuss it, but you're not going to give names out and stuff like that, right? Just like a generic talk. They can tell what strain the lady has as well. The one that causes cancer or the one that causes warts only. Yeah. Keep the children out of the room and out of the chat. Yeah, discuss HPV with them when you think is right. That's what I say. That's what I always say. Now we're getting into when is it okay for teachers to have these discussions with your kids? I say no. I say the parents should be the ones to talk to their kids about anything sexual, first of all. Not anybody at school. I don't agree with that. The parent knows the child, hopefully. Parent knows when to talk about the child about this stuff. Just my opinion. Oh, no crap. Herpes too? Most are now called STDs. Now versus STDs because there's treatments for most now. Yes, I heard men can get it too. Lots of vaccines have side effects that are severe, and that includes medication as well. Hey, Jessica Garcia. She got it from the guy. They had sex in the back of his car. She filed a claim against a GEICO, saying it was in a car, so she wanted money, and they awarded her $5 million, but I don't think she's going to get it. Yeah, the guy gave her HPV, not the car. They just had sex in the car. HIPAA Act, we're not including people's names, medical private. Yep, exactly. Okay, good. I do believe they learn about it in sex ed health. I know, but sex ed, when I was growing up, used to be, I don't want to say very vanilla. I mean, they did show photos of like herpes or whatever, and real bad situations, scare the crap out of kids, and not to not want to have sex or whatever. And as long as you keep it, I don't know, as long as you keep it just as a general health kind of a discussion, I guess I'm okay with it. But anything beyond that, should be the parents talking to their kids about sex ed. At least that's what I think. Right? That's right. Now it's midnight. No, pubic lice can be transmitted through sexual partners. Okay, just get shampoo, rub it, use a little comb. People are so embarrassed when people don't be embarrassed by it. I mean, I can see being embarrassed. Somebody's embarrassed if they have it. I mean, right? Sex ed, when I was back in school, sex ed was all about how to put on a condom and use protection. That's about it. Right? And they would talk about where to go to get help, like Planned Parenthood or whatever, or go to your doctor, go to the clinic and this and that. Yeah, don't get me started on Planned Parenthood. I talk to my kids about sex and people I know who have STIs and how they get them, so my kids know that's not rare. It happens if you don't protect yourself. Definitely. It can turn into a very messy debate for sure. We've already seen that happen and unfold. Yeah. When I let my kids take sex ed, they have to come and I'll talk to them about it. That's good. Yeah, I agree with that. And I know it does get weird. People want to. It's creepy to me when teachers are insisting to talk to your kids about sexual things. I mean, that should raise a flag, I think. Don't you think? Yeah, sorry about that. I mean, doesn't, I mean, there's, it's kind of calmed down a little bit. But last year, man, so many stories of, teachers that want to sexualize. I mean, there's a whole other topic, but teachers that want to sexualize and really push sexual situations on kids. It's like, hey, I'm not okay with that. Definitely not. Hang on a second. And I don't know, when this would come up before, when I was growing up, if there was a teacher that was trying to get to like that, well, they'd be gone. It was. I mean, as long as somebody was aware of it, they'd be gone. But now they're not getting fired. Now it's like the whole school wants to be okay with this kind of thing, sexualizing your kids. Same here. My husband took care of that. We feel it was ours. It is. Yeah, totally agree. Mom and dad. If it's a son, more the father should take charge. If it's a daughter, the mother should take charge, or just don't make it weird for the kid. Herpes can lay dormant for years as well. I wouldn't doubt that the guy has that too. Make sure if you're with somebody that you're not with for long term, and definitely know that they don't have transmitted diseases. Wear protection. I should have told them to go get some tests and bring them back to me. Yeah, they tested mine when I got had a cold or something. The cold, and they checked for COVID and everything, and blood work they checked everything. They even checked, what do you call that? Can't think of it. You know that thing when they got to scratch you there, and then they give you a little shot or something, and can't think of it. Tetanus, right? TB, tuberculosis. They give you a tetanus shot. No, not tetanus shot. They test for tuberculosis. Yeah. So yes, clean as a whistle. I think, yeah, I know everybody should get tested at the very least once a year. Just, you never know, right? I buy my son condoms. I stay very transparent, so he knows he can always count on me about anything. Sex is a normal thing. It will happen. Yeah, when I was growing up, it's like I had two parents, my mom and my sister. I've said this before. My mom was always the one, careful with your wallet. Put your wallet in your front pocket. Don't talk to so-and-so. Careful with these people. Have condoms all the time. Don't have sex without a condom. And my sister was always the one, stay in school. Did you do your homework? How's the homework going? Or very involved with my schoolwork. But mom was always there, and she would just blurt it out while we're eating or at the table or whatever. It's like, oh, I'm going to go meet this girl. She's in school. So she would take your condoms, in Spanish, right? She would say it. Like, yeah, okay, we're going to the movies now, okay? Yeah. Yes. Sometimes it could really get out of hand. We've seen this happen. Yeah, I know. I tell my kiddos, no babies. I'm not ready to be a grandma. Stay virgin. There's nothing wrong with staying a virgin. Don't need to broadcast it, but there's nothing wrong with it. And I had sex education, and we were very happy kids. Planned Parenthood, no, I don't agree with what they did. Planned Parenthood was the best, and then we know what happened over history, woke culture. Yeah. If let's see. Planned Parenthood, you can go there and get condoms, right? I think they give them away. And I said this before, I don't agree with abortions. I'm pro-life. And I don't see abortion as woman's health. I don't see abortion as a woman's health issue. I see it as a convenience issue, but not a health issue. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? I think if you're big and bold enough to have sex, then you need to realize what the consequences are and be ready to deal with them. And that's why you got to tell your kiddos, just don't wait till you're older. Wait till you have a job and you can afford to have a child. Because the reality is, even with condoms, it's not foolproof. You know, 80s and 90s were good. Very true. Yep, same here. And I don't know. I don't want to call it. There was a bad connection that some people make. I don't agree with it. Hey Ash, some people like to say that the people that are gay have child molestation tendencies. You get your parents ever make that connection, or did any of you ever have you heard that connection before? That they don't want to take their kids around somebody who he's gay. They're gay, so they might do something to my child or something. I think that's a horrible connection to make. One's got nothing to do with the other. There's gay parents out there that are loving and with their adopted kids, or even some better than some, uh, parents who have their own kids. Sorry, I didn't like that one. The birds and the bees talk. Not just my parents had that talk with me, but my grandmother had a talk with me as well, and they didn't They didn't make it off the wall, and they waited till I was a certain age. Yeah, and only your family knows when to do that with you. They know you best. You know your kids best. You know when is the right time to have that conversation. What's up, AJ? I didn't learn about sex from parents or school. I just found out what it was after I married. Well, the natural way, right? Single parent, but I can tell my kids. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, TB. Yes, thank you. A little behind here in the comments, right? Yeah, I thought it was insane. People were washing gloves, re-wearing gloves. It's like people have no idea what you're doing when it comes to sanitation or how that works. It was insane. Yeah. Hey, Maria Dillon. Cold morning in Scotland. What time is it in Scotland? How far is Scotland? 6 or 8 hours away, maybe? 6 or 8 hours ahead? Well, I gotta check this out. One of my kids took animal science in high school thinking it was about physiology and skeletons. But all it's about is animals having sex. Turtles, cows, etc. My kid is literally traumatized. Whoa. What do they call that? Don't they call that animal husbandry? What's up with that? We've all learned some real hard lessons from our parents and grandparents, but the school of hard knocks out there in the world definitely will wake your butt up. It can. And sometimes it's okay to go through the school of hard knocks, but for something like this, it could be dangerous. It's better to help them prevent it. Well, back in the day, in a different generation, it was like you see in some movies, they won't even talk sex at the dinner table. It's like a taboo thing. Hey, Margie. Mine took sex ed, and we didn't play pretend that teen sex doesn't happen because I was a teen once, and in a blink of an eye, it happened. So, yeah, we talked about it. No glove, no love. Pretty much. That's why dental dams are part of sexual relations, also oral sex. I've seen herpes and those. Oh, nothing to play with. My mom would say, take your bread sack. What? What's up, Tony? Say that again. Oh boy. There's always someone that can't have a child. There's always an option where a kid can be lived with. Yes, absolutely. 8 sisters, 3 brothers. I can ask, and can I ask if your father brought you up so strict that if we had a baby, we would be disowned? And it happened in my upbringing. I don't know. That's a little harsh, right? Pro-life here. I don't believe in abortions. Nope. Should I know women are used to abortions as birth control? I know that, and that's where I have a problem. I mean, is it? And we don't have, I'm not getting into the whole abortion debate or discussion necessarily. But isn't an abortion hard on a woman's body as well? Or is it just a little surgery, a piece of cake kind of a thing? I would imagine that's hard on a woman. And I remember a couple of years ago, when Trump was in office and running and all that, there was a whole debate on my body, my choice. The whole thing with Roe v. Wade came up. And I remember on the news hearing women brag, "Oh, I had 18 abortions this year," or whatever. It's like you're proud of that? Yeah, I don't get it. My stance on that is strong. Yeah, not even by accident. Yeah. So I disagree, man, because it was fear if we had a child and then be disowned. And I know, and I'm just saying that's harsh for a parent to disown a child because they got pregnant. I mean, I know you can be angry, right? And I know it's not going to be a nice conversation at the dinner table, but to disown your child because they got pregnant, that's harsh. 54 and still waiting for the talk. Hopefully you figured it out by now. You can't judge why females make that very hard emotional choice and the reason why it's 6:12 a.m. Oh, okay. So yeah, 6 hours. Okay. I mean, I want to say I understand, but there's always, adoption is an answer. Is one option, right? And I know that adoption is not so easy. There's a lot of red tape, and they don't make it easy. They should make that a lot easier. And I don't know. And I guess the real issue I have with abortion is also how far along the pregnancy is when they decide to have the abortion. Like if you're talking about the morning after pill or something, I'm okay with that. My stance is when there's a heartbeat. That's my opinion. Somebody might not, a medical professional may not agree with that. I know Bam doesn't agree. Bam just don't like kids in general. But for him, until it's out of the body and breathing on its own, then it's a human. He doesn't believe, people don't believe that they're human beings inside you. Like, how can you not believe that? When they kick and they move and stuff, How do you not believe that? I mean, ask any pregnant woman. You guys, most of you, some of you have been pregnant, you've had babies, and that thing inside of you is kicking and or whatever, reacting to you or moving, even just moving, taking a nap, flipping over and going to sleep on the other side, whatever they do. Don't tell me that's not a life. It's alive. It just happens to be connected to you because you're giving it life from your nutrition. Now, if it's a medical reason for it, that's all right. Well, that's different, right? Uh, Rape and incest, I don't even agree with it then. Those are very small, minuscule percentage of cases that happen. And it's not an easy topic. It's not an easy conversation to have. Biology, dissecting frogs was cool. That was fun. Animal husbandry and animal science. Oh, yeah, the kids hate class so much. Oh, that's terrible. I never knew the manhood grew. Whoa. Don't forget to get your bread sack. Ah, gotcha. The bread doesn't, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's good. When I was in high school, a lot of girls got pregnant. Some was on their second, and the girls got crabs and STDs. It was crazy. Us too. My God, parents would disown us. By the way, my sister went through a lot because my mother, she was forced to go to the clinic. I don't know. I think that's terrible that the family. I get it. The parents are going to be angry, and I know that's why a lot of girls go to look for an abortion, right? That's why you got to teach them protection. Your mother was 13 to 14 children on my grandmother's side and grandpa's side. They were 12 plus generations as far as we got. Wow, that's pretty cool. With the bread sack, yes, a condom. The long bread, sliced bread comes in that long plastic bag. Get it? So a heartbeat is at around 5 weeks, and most women don't know they're pregnant until 8 weeks or after that. Unless they're trying, then they know by 3 or 4 weeks. So okay, so see, so what I would say is, do we like this music or not? See, that's where I would say, what about the morning after pill? Anybody know about that? Is that something you take the morning after you're having your little tryst? Or do you wait a couple days and then take it or something? To me, I don't think life. Man, we could talk about this all night. Personally, I don't believe life begins at inception. When the egg gets fertilized and successfully, I don't think that's when life starts. I think for me, it's a heartbeat thing. And for some, it might be, well, once it's breathing on its own, like breathing or I don't know. For me, it would be a heartbeat for me. I think once there's a heartbeat and the little thing is going off, it's beating. It's a heartbeat. It's a life. Period. End of story. No, difficult physically and mentally, and also maybe a guilt. Nope, certainly not proud. Especially like Catholics, right? Involve, bring religion into it all, and then it's Catholics and guilt. I know, but and it's not easy. I'm not saying it's an easy situation. I'm not saying it's an easy decision to make. But I think you have to support your people. You have to. I've heard recently that our kids are being taught they can identify as anything besides straight. I've heard that they can. Yeah, and you know what? And that's fine. You want to identify as a cat? Okay, but you're still a little boy, or you're still a little girl. You want to identify as a pony? Okay, identify as a pony, but you're still a male or you're still a female. I think this is you know there are certain people reaching kids at a very impressionable age, and very dangerous. You know, again, I'm with the don't talk to my kid about sex or about any of that stuff. No, my child is male or female, and my child, your child, they're going to grow up and they're going to play with dolls. The boys are going to play with dolls, and the girls are going to play with toy guns or Legos or whatever, and the little boys might want to wear mom's shoes just because they see her wearing those heels every day, and they might experiment with the makeup and stuff. But that's just I think it's just a phase. You know, a boy playing with dolls. I wouldn't panic. Eventually, he'll pick up a truck or a car or whatever. But if he doesn't, and it goes that way, I mean, you monitor the situation and watch them as they're getting older and growing up, and at some point you'll be able to tell. Because I do believe that people are born gay. I believe that. Obviously, I believe in people convert to gay or become gay or are bi or whatever you want to call it. But I definitely think people are born gay. You know, there is the born gene has been the gay gene has been found. Yes, exactly. That's why you got to teach your girls and your boys not to, hump anything with a pulse. And the girls, if you have sex, you might get pregnant. There's a 50-50 chance you'll get pregnant. I don't know. That's a conversation you people need to have, and everybody's conversation. I'll pick 20 people here right now, and your 20 conversations with your kids are going to be totally each one is different, and that's okay. Hey, Julie, welcome. It's very hard on women emotionally, physically, and you feel guilty for the rest for life because our parents are the main reason women had to go to the clinics. Yeah, I get that. Good point. So, the lovely eyes brought up the good point. So they keep wanting to say it's not a life, right? It's not a life. However, when the woman gets murdered and she's pregnant, it's called a double homicide. It's a life. It's a life inside the womb. I don't know. That's like basic stuff. There was the story of that woman who worked for she worked for an abortion clinic. I don't know if it was Planned Parenthood. I don't. But she worked for a clinic where they did abortions. And one day she decided to watch an abortion happen. Camera was inside and with the tools, right, going into the woman's womb. And I guess it's some kind of tool. It's like a shredder. Kind of, I don't even know what it looks like. It's like a shredding tip at the end. Was the ladies watching this happen? I don't remember how old, how far along the fetus was, but it was tiny. And with the camera in there, obviously the fetus looks bigger, right, on the screen, but there was a little thing. And she said that's when she changed her mind on abortion. She said she saw the little thing trying to push the tool away, trying to like do one of these numbers. Tell me that's not heartbreaking. I mean, what would you do if you saw that? If you can look at that footage. That little tiny thing was doing this, like trying to push that tool away. You know? And there's people that can't have babies. They want to have a child, so they have to adopt. I was disowned for eloping because I wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend of whom my mother didn't approve, which was basically nobody else. So you went and got married. You just said, "Fuck it, I'm getting married." Eloping, there's a word I haven't heard in a while. Well, sorry I'm behind in these comments, guys. Oh. I didn't. I never wanted to carry Catholic guilt. No, I had to do it. Not because I wanted to, but it was out of my hands. It destroyed me for years. But Maria, that's tough. I know that when you're a younger person, you kind of have you have to go with what your family is insisting, right? And legally, they can make you do things. So that's tough. That's tough. Yeah, it's not your fault. It's not your fault, Maria. Man, that's hard. All right, let's face it. The majority of abortions are birth control. Unbelievable that we're desensitized to this practice. I wish they had a week after pill, but people still wouldn't use it. I know they come up with all kind of excuses. Oh, birth control is too expensive. Like, if you're okay with rubbers, you can go get a pack of rubbers for I don't know less than $10, or go to a clinic. A lot of them give them away for free. That's the most basic one. The other option, the real option, just don't do it. Just don't do it. But yeah, but that bothers me. Women who have unprotected sex, they don't care if they get pregnant, and all they do is just run to have an abortion. And that's their birth control. That's messed up. Exactly. No matter what the circumstances, that child deserves life if it means giving your child to someone that would love it, that child unconditionally, and give it everything it needs to do. Then that's what has to happen. And reminded you of the trauma, but their child deserves to have a light, filling with happiness and joy. Yes, yes. Nice words there. Uh, Bam does not have a child. Bam will never have a child. Bam hates children. Okay, maybe not in the evil sense, hate, but he just doesn't like kids. Which I find it hilarious that he works for a school bus company, right? He's a driver. Yes, he is aware of that oxymoron that he is. In fact, when he first got hired to do that, when he applied, that came up. I'm like, wait a minute. He calls them noisemakers. He doesn't like kids. He really doesn't. And you should have heard him when he was first on here. I mean, he would drop the f bomb all the time, right? And when the talk became about children or kids, he was not a fan. And and then he announced that he got hired by a school bus. He was going to be a school bus driver, and I was like, okay, wait a minute, wait. I said, you hate kids, but you're going to drive them around all day. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know about Ben, but I love to see you alone. Sometimes, to be honest, sometimes he gets my nerves. I don't know. He gets out of control, whatever. Yeah, he's a character. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I appreciate that, though. As soon as I heard my daughter's heartbeat, she was a life. Yes, right? Yes. And my friend was pregnant with her first baby. Her boyfriend beat her to death. And now he's doing life. Oh. I mean, so somebody who commits murder, that's one kind of evil. But if you could murder a pregnant woman, sorry to hear that. No, I don't get that thinking. It's a human in the womb, and being pregnant is a miracle. Even it is a miracle. It's, I've said this before too. The from Chicago, born and raised, they got a museum out there, the Museum of Science and Industry, and they had a display. It was so cool. It showed a baby at every stage. Every few weeks, they would have an actual in these big round. It's like a display bottle in formaldehyde, an actual fetus from real tiny, and it'd be along a long, gigantic wall. And every few weeks, and they would get bigger and bigger and bigger as you went to the next specimen, until the very end, it was a full size baby. And it was so cool. That's just amazing that the miracle that life is. And then when you have kids, if you're not loving your kids all the time, and people who don't love their kids, I don't get it. Yeah, Maria, I know. I'm not. Nobody's saying it's easy, and it's what did they say? Don't judge a man until you've walked a mile in his shoes. And it is different. It's going to be different for everybody. Cultures have a lot to do with it. Religion has a lot to do with it. I just think, you know, a pregnancy is huge. It's a big deal. And for some young person to be pregnant, you gotta you gotta show support. You gotta, oh man, you have to be there for them. Oh, hang on, my cat's meowing at my door. I got it closed. Hey, cutie. I agree with my body, my choice, but I do not think it should be used as birth control. There should be limits. Rape and incest for sure in the first trimester. After that, yeah, I don't agree with in California. You can abort a child like right as you're giving birth to it. That's legalized murder. What's up? What is that? Who thinks this crap up? Because anybody here, could you really abort your child at 8 months, 8.5 months? Or weeks, whatever the amount of weeks it is? My cats. I mean, who can do that? What sane person can do that? And your newborn's life, or about to be newborn. Oh man, how would they do it? Yeah, I mean, thank goodness rape and incest are a very small percentage of these cases. Very small. Very small. But even then, it's hard. It's a tough situation. If you have sex and use protection, you kind of know you can be pregnant. So be proactive. 100%. And believe me, I was totally against abortion. 100%. Was against abortion or are against abortion? My daughter takes that morning after pill right away. I don't agree with it, but nothing I can do. She's an adult. Well, the consolation with the morning after pill for me, I don't know how it works. All I know is if there is a fertilization, that pill does, the drug or whatever does something to that, just to dissolve it, to kill it, right? To destroy. Again, it depends on where you think life is. To me, it's not until there's a heartbeat. That's a sexual assault, felony assaulted, rape by a parent, spouse. Ugh. And also by a complete stranger and gone through a lot of market put in here. Dang. And part two, same thing? Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah, starting too young from now. Yes, President Trump says himself. Trump is right. Not that I want to make this political, but I completely agree with you. I get it. If Manny, our father was controlling, it's a very sensitive subject. I would never judge any female who has made this decision. It's between God and the person, no one else's business. If it's a family situation, something like this, like your story, I my heart goes out to you. It really does. My problem is with people who just run to an abortion. To have multiple abortions every year and use it as their birth control. That's where I have the problem. Yep, 100%. That's all there is. GI Joe needs a girlfriend too. GI Jane. I don't think it's right to abuse the use of the morning after pill. I mean, abuse it how? How do you abuse the use of that pill? Isn't that what it's for? Right? I mean, it's considered birth control. Does that mean that you don't agree with people using condoms all the time either? You see what I mean? I heard the word hard on my senior year in high school and found out what it was on my unfortunate wedding night. Unfortunate wedding night. Uh-oh. Sounds like drama. My grandmother was big on education and working hard and honest pay along with being dedicated, responsible, etc. And most of all, she would show us examples of enjoying life, whether it be baking, gardening, or anything you would enjoy. She always dressed to the nines, and I remember that to this day. And because of her, it's a career that I love to do along with other hobbies also. And she said, and let's see, she also said, curls up, especially writing your name is extremely important in business. And taught me things. Well, cool. It looks like you had a cool family there. That's awesome. No, it is a life. That's why I was full of guilt. Believe me, it wasn't an easy choice. Far from it. No one has the right to make females feel any worse than they already do. I agree with that too. I can't. Are you gonna start making ball right here? You're gonna start making. I know it's sad, right? I know it is tough. I'm sorry, Maria. So sorry. Didn't mean to do that for sure. You know that. It's always a tough conversation to have. Trigger warning. It says triggering you. Exit the chat. We don't want anybody's. Yeah, definitely don't mean to upset anybody for sure. But these are discussions that need to be had, and they're discussions that need to be had with your family, with your daughters, and your sons too. I know that sons, obviously males don't get pregnant, but they can get somebody pregnant. And it's good to have this discussion. I mean, only you know when the time is right. You know at the right age, the right time. No teacher can tell you different. I will carry my choice all my life. It's been me and my God, but I'm a good person. Choice was made through Father Dick. Yeah, I know, Maria. Don't beat yourself up for it. It's not. It was a different time back then. It was a particular situation, and yeah, that's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Yes, I'll be honest. My sister worked in an abortion clinic, so I saw these people too. It was heartbreaking, and I can't say much. Absolutely, absolutely. Yep, I agree. My parent had my sister do what affected her this very day because she didn't care of the fact that she got raped and had nothing to do with that poor child. She so desperately did not want to go ahead with it, but she was underage and forced by a parent. Yeah, I get that too, man. I mean, there are instances where a very young person gets pregnant And that's just not a safe situation, Mm. They didn't know I went to a private clinic and cried my heart out for years. So sorry. So sorry. And that's a story that needs to be told, Young people need to hear that. I don't know if they have the plan A or B pill anymore. It's painful that women can't get this. I'll check if they still sell it at the pharmacy. I know it was for a long time. I remember seeing it at Walmart, I think, even, right? I mean, I believe birth control should be made available everywhere at very low or no cost at all. Somehow that has to be made possible. And young people need to be spoken to, and for as much as possible, abstain. Wait till you're older. Have fun. Enjoy your life. You're going to have a child. Now you're responsible for a life. Yeah. Used to work for the school system. I so miss it. I don't agree with that morning after pill either, and I will unfortunately have to pay the consequences for abusing it. So what are there consequences we're talking about that I don't know about? Are you talking about emotional consequences, or is there something physical going on? Pardon me for being ignorant on that. I honestly don't know. Or are you just talking about the emotional stress of going through it? School drives in attendance. Everybody who works at the state government depends on it. At school, since me working, everyone gets background checks. Fingerprints are $50 mandatory, along with the mandatory. So it baffles my mind how certain individuals have fallen through the cracks and got hired. They must have had a friend to get them in the door, because otherwise it's very by the book and strict, at least for the DMV. Right? You would think so. Yeah. No, but I mean, he doesn't hate him as like he's going to kill them or actually kill them or actually wouldn't help a child in distress or something like that. He just, what? I'll let him explain himself the next time he's on here. How's that? Yes. Why? Because they are both defenseless. They got nobody to defend them. I know. I see cold weather everywhere. Not here. Me and my husband tried for 2 years, had 4 miscarriages until we were finally blessed with our one and only child, our son, who just turned 18. We had never heard of, and our babies finally heard our sons. Oh. True, people get triggered. To be honest, their problem, not ours. Yeah, I get that. If you ever need to vent, cry, matter what, I'm always a text away. That's cool. You guys can get to know each other. There are good people out there, and a lot of people who willing to listen, and be there. In Ireland, they would take all the young mothers who fell pregnant and take their babies away the second they were born and took them to working houses. They never got off. No, they worked in these little working houses until they died. So wrong. It was their fathers. For each one of these poor females that did so wrong, the nuns, brandies. That's terrible, man. Some people abort their kids after they're born. It seems to be some cases of parents killing their kids. Yeah, parents killing their kids. Remember? Damn it, I can't remember think of the name of that lady who drowned her kids. I think she locked them in a car and let the car go into a little lake or something. Remember that? Yeah, late-term abortion. Definitely don't agree with. I guess I would only agree with an abortion if it was before a heartbeat. That's the only way I would agree with it. All right, gonna wrap it up soon, guys. It's 36 right now. I feel like temperatures are doing that. We got rain. Here, it's been in the 70s pretty much. Oh, that's heartbreaking too. When they're trying and you have miscarriage or stillborn. Oh yes, that. I just had this discussion with somebody. That bothers the piss out of me too. Yeah, not cool at all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it. Any guys in here? I don't think so. Good, Maria. Hopefully, sometimes you have to talk about it a little bit, let it out, vent. You know what I mean? It helps to get these things off your shoulders. Thank you for sharing that, though, Maria. That's very brave of you and very nice of you. Make sure you check when it comes to fertilization. You still want to have kids because yeah, that's true. You got to check the dudes for make sure they're fertile. You're so welcome, Maria. Thank you for sharing your story. I know it was not easy. For those that didn't have a choice and it was out of their control, or someone else had a complete legal rights over you, I'm truly sorry for everything you have gone through. Yeah. It's tough when you're young and things happen to you. I mean, like this mostly. Yep. All right, I'm going to start to wrap it up here. Hey, Ruben Angel. We got a dude. Ruben's a dude. Verified. Thank you all so much for joining in this conversation. Went from one thing to another. But overall, it was an important discussion. Definitely share this if you don't mind. Share this video. It'll be made available in just a couple of minutes. And definitely a good discussion to have. So if you don't mind, yeah, please do share this live. It's both on YouTube and Facebook. So yeah. Thank you all for spending your Monday night with me. I'll get Bam on this week to come on, and I'll let him explain himself. You guys can drill him about how he feels about kids. I'll let him answer that on his own. So, everyone have a great night. Thank you for hanging out with me for a little while. Have a good night, and maybe we'll talk to you on Tuesday. Good night, everybody.